Hey all, Roger from Reanimation Design. So we've talked a lot about people getting onto your page and making sure that when they're there, that you are simple, that you are clear, that you're answering the 3 questions, and that you're being very simple, and so that they know exactly what it is that you do. And that's when they're on the page. But let's say that, let's just be honest, they're probably not ready to buy yet, which is totally fine. But you want to make sure that you stay top of mind. You want to make sure that when they need your product, when they need your service in 2 or 3 weeks or a month or even a year from now, that you are staying top of mind. They may not be ready to buy yet, but when they are, you are there. So one of the best ways to do that is to do something that's called a lead magnet. And a lead magnet is super simple. PDF, it could be a video series. You could do something that provides value, and the only thing that they're going to give you is an exchange for their email. So it's a completely free resource. You've probably seen it. And in fact, I'll be honest, I have one on my website. It's the 5 essential elements that you need on your website. It is completely free. You can check it out on my website. And your lead magnet is going to be something that is actually value to your potential clients. It's not just something that you've made up. It's not something that is vague or is kind of out there and it's not really explaining much, but you want it to be something of value. You want to give them something, help them solve something that they're either running towards or that they're running away from, that they're trying to avoid, some sort of failure, some sort of pain that they're trying to avoid, or something that aspiration that they're running towards. So if you're maybe a financial planner and you're helping them think, well, these are the 5 things you need to do before you retire, or this is what most 30-year-olds don't do before, 40 or something like that, right? Or if you're in, the health industry, if you are a writer, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you are providing something of value. So the first thing that you want to do is create your lead magnet. You don't want it to be very long. You want them to be able to read it in 5, maybe 10 minutes tops. You want it to have maybe 1 or 2 pages, or if you're doing a video, you want it to be less than maybe 5 minutes. You don't want it to be very long, but you want to provide value. Regardless, you need to provide value. You want to make sure that you're providing value to your client, to your visitor, so that they can become a potential client. But you want to make sure that you're providing that value. So the first thing is create your lead magnet. Think something that you want to help them aspire to, or something that you're going to help them avoid. The second thing is that you then want to put it on your website. And that can be a little pop-up, it can be a section on your website, wherever you want it, but it needs to go right on your website. And so when they get to your website, after maybe 5 seconds, it pops up, or there's a section on your website, or it's throughout your website. You want to make sure that it's a free resource. And what they're going to do, number 3, is that they're going to just put their first name and their email in exchange for that lead magnet. And part of that is that messaging is that you want to make sure that it's clear, it's simple what they are getting, so that they can give you their information so that they can receive that lead magnet. When somebody gives you their email, that is a sign that it could be a warm lead, but also they are giving something to you very precious, because we don't just give our emails out to anybody. We want to make sure that we are providing value, so that when that visitor gives you their email, you are taking care of that, and you are now providing them some value. The fourth thing that you then want to do is that now they're going to be on your email list. You don't just have their email and all right, cool, awesome. You want to make sure that you're emailing them. You want to make sure that you're emailing them regularly. Now, sometimes people say, oh, we got to do it every few days. You got to do it multiple times a week. You got to do it multiple times in a month and all that sort of stuff. But typically what I recommend is at least a minimum of one time a week, maybe every other week, but at least once a month. But that kind of depends on your industry and business and all that. But I recommend once a week, maybe once every other week. Once you start doing that, you want to make sure that you're staying top of mind. And sometimes, because of the nature of the business, once a month totally works. So again, you have to really kind of think about that and really walk through. But right after they download the lead magnet, you want to make sure that you do what's called like a drip campaign. And that could be anywhere from 3 to 5 emails right after that, that goes deeper into maybe your lead magnet, kind of helping them think through, hey, there are 3 things that you need to think of before you retire. And maybe then you have a sequence of 4 or 5 emails that then kind of dig a little deeper into each one of those elements, or each one of those factors that they need to have. So that is a great way that you can then build up your email list, because then as you start building up your email list, now those people are going to stay top of mind. And a lot of times what we think is like, oh, well, I've done that before, but sometimes people, they unsubscribe, and there could be a lot of different reasons. But one of the things is that if they unsubscribe and you're doing it once a week, or you're continually providing content and providing value in your content, if somebody unsubscribes, that's okay. As long as they're not unsubscribing because you're annoying them, they're unsubscribing because they're just not your ideal client, and that's all right. You want to make sure that you just continue to provide value, because that's the main thing when it comes to email marketing. People are kind of wary about email marketing, and they think, well, I don't really know about email marketing. But did you know that people are more likely to share your content from an email on their social media, from your email, more so than they are from their social media? So in other words, if they see something on your email like, wow, that is great content, they're more likely to share that onto their social media. Not only that, but when you send a first email, hey, thank you so much for downloading this email or this lead magnet, that has an over 80% open rate. That 80% open rate is fantastic. You want to make sure that you're taking advantage of that. And if your business model allows, what's also a great opportunity is if you give them a one-time deal. So, hey, book a call with me and you get this amount off, or you get this free thing with it. What's really cool about that is that that really boosts over 300% your revenue, because people are really likely to be like, wow, okay, this is a great offer. And you want to make sure that you're not manipulating, you're making sure that you're not fear-mongering, but that you're giving them a really great offer. And you don't have to do that on the first email, but that is a great way to kind of think through that. And you want to make sure that your message is strong and that you're continually providing value. So as we talk about the emails, so if you do it once a week, if you do it every other week, if you do it once a month, it doesn't matter. You want to make sure that you're continually providing value, things that they will find interesting, things that are talking about your industry, things that are, again, something that they want to aspire to, so they are running towards, or things that you want to help them avoid, that they're looking to run away from and not have that pain point. So again, you want to have a lead magnet on your website to think through, what are people doing when they leave my website? You want to make sure that you're being found online so that people get to your website and that they stay on your website. But when they leave your website, because maybe they're not ready to buy, you want to make sure that you are capturing their email by giving them something of value that they look at and say, yes. They raise their hand and say, yes, that's something that I need. If you're interested in learning a little bit more, check out my website. Leave some comments down below. Have you tried a lead magnet? Have you tried email marketing? What's worked for you? What sort of lead magnet works for you? Do you have any questions about lead magnets or email marketing? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to check out my website, where I also have a lead magnet. It's the 5 essential elements you need for your website. Check that out at my website. I have all this stuff down in the description below. Thanks so much for listening. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.